morning, Amy. It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you too. Hey.
Yeah, so it's been about a week since you were last in. What's been going on?
Nothing. Still just doing work in school. Been feeling a little better since the last time I saw you, but still kind of noticing when I'm having, I think you called it like negative self-talk or something like that.
Yeah.
So I've been able to kind of identify when that's happening, but I just don't really know what to do with it. I did go on a trip last week, so that was nice to get out of it, and I did notice that when I was on the trip, I felt a lot less stressed and anxious, and so it made me kind of realize, like, oh, maybe it is, it does have to do a lot with, like, my school. And
yeah, it's like
everything.
school related. So,
yeah.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that you got to have that experience, the travel experience. That's beautiful. It's great weather for that. And so, yeah, back to that school anxiety you were saying, that school related stress. I know we spoke a lot about you feeling, we have like that you were, embarrassed or nervous to talk in class.
Yes.
Has anything that we've been talking through like helped with that a bit? Have you been
I
reaching
think
out
I've gotten a little better. I haven't had too much opportunity to, speak up more, but I do notice now that, I think because the last time you said, like, you don't think about other people the way that, you think other people are thinking about me, and so that's kind of helped a little bit, but I still do get those thoughts of, like, I'm not good enough to be here, everyone thinks I'm dumb, I'm not gonna, graduate, and, everyone's judging me. But I was able to, kind of catch that in the moment. I just kind of, I just don't really know what to do. I don't know how to, like, apply or, like, I just don't know what to do with that, I guess.
Well, those are a lot of intense emotions that you've just shared with me. I appreciate you, feeling comfortable to tell me that. And I do want to be able to give you a way to use these emotions and these thoughts, because, what's the good of them? Just, them in the world, but you can't, utilize them. So I was thinking about you and what we could do to kind of get there past just understanding the negative self-talk, and the downward arrow technique is something that came to my mind. Have you heard of that before?
No, what is it?
Okay, so I have this worksheet for you right here, and we're just gonna, do it together, talk about it, and we're gonna really see what sticks with us and what doesn't.
Okay.
But basically, we're taking these thoughts that you have, is this automatic thought, and we're gonna go down this list and see where we get to the bottom about, find a core belief from it.
Okay.
So these thoughts about, like with schoolwork stress, has there been anything recently that has happened? I know we had that example of raising your hand and you answer wrong. Anything similar like that this past week?
Yeah, I guess I had like this group project, and everyone had to contribute, obviously, and we ended up not getting a great grade on it, and I can't help but think that it was because of me and, what my part in it.
Okay, I see. So for this, so would you like to write it, or would you like me to?
I'll write it.
Okay, so for the sake of this worksheet, the problem, the thought was going to be, in your words, that situation.
Yeah, so I would say my thought was, I'm the reason that we got a bad grade.
Okay, so now, if that were true, if you were the reason that your group got a bad grade, what would that say about you?
That maybe, like, I didn't do my part in the group correctly.
Okay. And again, if that were true, what would that mean?
I guess maybe, like, I'm stupid. I can't do my part right.
And if that were true, if you were stupid and you couldn't do your part right, what does that mean about you?
I guess it kind of makes me feel like that I can't do anything right.
Okay. So using this worksheet of this scenario, we have this example that led you to the core belief that you're not good enough. That's what you've written down right here. Now, do you have any other kind of times in your life that you feel you've come back down to this core belief about yourself?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that I'm not good enough. Yes.
Okay, and have they been similar situations to the group project, or in a different aspect of your life? Or like...
Yeah, I think just like in general with things that have like put pressure on me. I kind of told you about how like I'll avoid doing things sometimes because I know that I'm not going to do it right because I'm not good enough to do it. I can't do it, whatever, stuff like that. So yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a good look at this, and this is a very intense core belief. It's very all encompassing. I am not good enough for anything. And when we look at the worksheet, we can see that we got here from this one instance. And do you see the way that it progresses, that if it could go different ways, that if we put a positive look on it, it could mean positive things about ourselves.
Yeah, so like maybe instead of like I'm the reason we got a bad grade, I could think of like, I don't know, what do you think would be a good way, like another way to think about that different?
Yeah, I mean, we can take this example, and so you got a bad grade on the project, and did anyone like outwardly tell you that you were the reason that you got the bad grade?
No, yeah, I guess there was no evidence that I was the reason that we got the bad grade.
And we can look at that like, instead of you were the reason you got the bad grade, you were a part of the group to put forth something. I mean, you did your part, everyone did their part. After the bad grade was happening, you were able to take some of the blame in a positive way, like, because how do you not know that your group partners are not having the same thought as you?
That's true. Yeah, I guess I don't know that.
Yeah. So we can spin that in the positive way and say that you contributed to something.
Yeah.
You were a part of something, whether it was praised or not praised, a good grade or not a good grade. And then that could say about you. What would that say about you?
That I get so like a different core belief.
Yeah, like that you try.
Yeah.
That
okay.
you
so I
put effort.
I guess I try to be good enough.
That's a beautiful thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and obviously you're gonna have instances in life where you're not gonna have time to really work through how you got to where you feel, but when you have that overwhelming core belief right there, like I'm not good enough, now you know how you got there and if it's valid or not. And you can really ask yourself these questions and workshop those automatic thoughts to core beliefs.
Yeah, I guess I've never really thought about how quick it can go from like something so small to something so drastic and like bad about myself.
Yeah. So what, I'm gonna give you a couple of these worksheets.
Okay.
And you can take those home with you, and if anything new happens and you have some time to really want to sit with how you feel, we can go through it. Or if you have anything that's been weighing on your mind that you want to maybe work on, so yeah, take these with you, fill them out, bring them in next time, and we can talk more about them. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, it was really great talking to you today, Amy, and I'll see you next week.
Okay, awesome.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.